but still quite a lot of decisions you need to make, right? And I have made quite some stupid decisions in this game, but I mean, that's the way it is, and that's why some of you actually watch my videos, I think. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and I'm back with the print and play game, and I will be showing you 52 Realms Adventures today by Postmark Games. You might know them because they have really other very good print and play games such as Voyages, Aquamarine, Battle Card, and just lately Koala Rescue Club. I actually did bring a video of Voyages to the channel like a little while ago. I don't know, like maybe 2 years ago? I'm not quite sure. And now they're back with 52 Realms Adventures, a solo dungeon crawler print and play game. And you don't need a lot for that. You only need these 2 sheets of paper, a deck of cards, and a few markers. And that is pretty much everything you need. So before we get started, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. Oh yeah, very, very good. So one disclaimer or one note. This campaign is currently live when this video goes up and only for a few more days. So if you like what you see here today, I suggest you head over to the campaign as quickly as you can. So let me do the setup just without a montage this time because it's like really easy to set up. So what we do is we have the main dungeon sheet here. This is like the dungeon we go through, and this is the enemy table and also the enemy HP meter. So we just put this here to the left. And then we have our character, right? Currently in the demo, there is the Barbarian and also the Seer. The Seer is just not available in the demo yet, right? But we see like a little glimpse here. What we have to do is just turn it over to the Barbarian. And then you tuck this like under where it says like Adventure. And you see like that these arrows line up like this. And there you go. That is the sheet that you need. I still have zoomed out quite a bit because we need like cards at the top and at the bottom, but I hope you can see well enough. All right, then we need a token that starts at start, our adventurer. I am playing with Cosmo today. You might remember him from my Cosmoctopus videos and other videos. So he's going to be at the start. And then you need like 2 more markers that you just put right beside like the enemy thing here, right? We need 1 marker for the type of enemy and also for the HP. I also will put this here. It's like a really cool die with like a Zelda-like life meter here. I might use that for as the life tracker, even though it's a little bit too large, but I like it very much. And then you need a deck of cards. Today I will be using the Tournament of the Mythic Kingdoms, the red version. I have presented this deck before on my channel. I just think it fits very well with the dungeon crawler vibe, right? And what you do is you just take a regular poker deck, and what you do is you remove all jokers and special cards, just like here, right? These you just remove, put them back in the tuck box or wherever you want to put them. And then you just shuffle up these cards here. So let me just quickly do that. And let's say a few things about the game while I shuffle the cards. So what we essentially do is we are making our way through the dungeon all the way to the boss. There is a deck of cards that is like pretty much driving the entire game, right? We need a deck of cards. We use it as equipment. We use it as loot. We use it as wounds. So we can track like how hurt we are. We use it for the enemies. We use it for all kinds of rewards. We use it for the enemy actions. So this is like a pretty clever way of using a deck of cards. I really enjoy that, but I will say a few more things about that. So the video will be structured like that. I will just roughly give you a quick overview of what we do. Then I will play the game and explain the rest of the rules as we play the game. And then I will give you not a full-fledged review, but like my first impressions of the game, right? After having played it a few times. And well, and then you can decide whether you like the game enough to check it out or not. I would highly suggest you do. If you like card-driven games, if you like solo games, this is a very good one. As usual, there will be a link to the Kickstarter campaign in the description of this video. And also, I will have timestamps in this video. So you can just jump to the part you're interested in the most. Of course, as usual, bonus points if you watch the entire video. All right, so we have just shuffled the deck. We just put that aside. I will just put it like over here and also leave room for a discard pile up here. So what we do for the rest of the setup, we draw 2 cards for our items. I will get to those in just a bit. All right, so we have a lucky crystal, which is interesting. And also we have, oh, another lucky crystal. I'm not very happy with that, but okay, that's fine. we can work with that. Actually, let me just move everything a little bit more to the right, like this, because then I have enough room here for like all the items and also the deck here. All right, like this. So we have 2 items here, and then we draw our equipment. Our equipment works like this, that we have it down here, and equipment we can use for like several things, right? This is not like specific equipment, but it's like equipment we use for pretty much anything. So we will draw equipment cards as long as we need to have like a value of 20 or more together. So, okay, we need to set the aces aside. I will say about that a little bit later. So we have 19, so I can draw 1 more. Okay, that's actually a really good starting hand. So that is our equipment that we can use. That is really, really good. And what I will do, I will just stack like the same suit here, like this. I think that is pretty good. And then we just do it like in order. There we go. All right. Wonderful. So that is pretty much the setup, almost. What we do is that ace, we will just shuffle that back into the deck. Let me just do a quick few overhand shuffles here. I think that is fine. Because these are curses. I will tell you how to resolve them when they come up. They will come up because we will be pretty much using the entire deck. All right, so what are we trying to do? We win the game if we go through the entire dungeon and defeat the boss. We lose if the wounds equal 25 or more. I will explain that a little bit later when we actually receive wounds. And we also lose if the deck of cards ever runs out and we need to draw a card before the end of the game, right? So these are like the win and loss conditions. Then we also have items and equipment. Equipment, as I said, are just multi-purpose cards. We use them in battles. We use them to go from room to room, part of it, right? So these are just cards that we can use. And these are items. Items have specific uses. The strength potion up here are all clubs, and they allow us to ready all my equipment cards. Because when we use them, we exhaust them, put them sideways, right? And whenever we use the strength potion, we can ready them again. We can also ready them like during a battle. Or sometimes there are like specific rooms that also let us ready them. Then with the Cloak of Deception, that one lets us change 1 equipment card to any value or any suit for 1 action. That is really, really strong. Also very important, so I might try to get a few spades here. Then we have the Health Potion, which are the hearts. These make us, we just use 1 Health Potion to discard any wound card, right? That's just for healing, very important as well. And then the Lucky Crystal. The Lucky Crystal, if we use them, right, it's like a 1-use item, just like all of these. Then we can like replace a newly drawn card with another card. Can also be very helpful. So I haven't had a start yet with 2 Lucky Crystals, so that might be quite interesting. Then we have the dungeon here. The dungeon works like this. There are always like pathways into the next room, and either we need to discard cards or we need to have a battle. I will show you later how that works. And then the rooms also do different things. Sometimes we just get stuff. Sometimes we need to draw a card and see what happens, like events. Sometimes we can just ready cards. Sometimes we need to like discard, exhaust equipment cards in order to get stuff, right? And we are trying to make our way all the way to the boss there. Getting stuff is cool, but I have found out that this game is like balanced quite well in such a way that if you get like more and more cards here, you draw like a lot of cards, the deck gets empty really fast. Like the last game I played, I almost defeated the boss. He was like at 6 health and I could have defeated him easily, but then he needed to draw 1 card and there was no card left. So it was just 1 turn I needed to win and I actually lost. So you need to be careful with that. And here on the left we have the enemy table that we also use for the boss later on. Here we have like the specific type of enemy. Here you put the enemy. Here we put the battle reward. I will show that to you a little bit later. Here with the HP track. Every time we damage the enemy and it lands next to an item, when the health goes down, then we resolve that effect here. Red is bad, black is good for us. And then up here we just have more modifiers that tell us like how much HP the enemies actually have depending on their rank. They're A and B enemies and the boss is a C enemy, so they get stronger. One last thing, and then when we get started, oh by the way, I can't have that ace here, right? That's a curse, I have to discard it. That was a mistake. Let me just draw another card instead. So we have a Cloak of Deception here. Then we shuffle that back in. That was a mistake. At the beginning we shuffle the cursed cards back in. They will come up early enough. Much earlier than we would like to. And the last thing I need to say is we have the Jack, Queen and King here in this game. Like in many games, these also have a rank. And they are ranked like 11, 12, 13. So the numbers 2 to 10 are just ranked 2 to 10, right? And then Jack, Queen and King are 11, 12 and 13. The ace doesn't have a rank because these are curses. And that's pretty much all we need to know in order to start the game. So let's just begin playing, and I will then show you how everything works. So first we have to make a choice here. With Cosmo, we either have to do an A battle, or we have to exhaust a card with a value of 4 or more to get into these rooms. I think here would be nice to get like an item for sure, right? Because I would like to amass a few items at least, like 1 health potion would be nice. So let's do a battle, and I can show you how that works, right? So what we do for a battle, we draw 2 cards, and the higher card, which is pretty high, is the enemy. That's the Jack. Remember, that's a rank of 11, and this is our battle reward. Not the best reward, but that's fine. Then we check this here. This is a heart, right? That means that our enemy is a white. A white is pretty bad actually, because the white always damages us when we it always wounds us when we receive damage, which is pretty bad. And then we look at the health. The health works like this: that we take a look at how high, like what the rank is, which is 11, and then it's an A enemy. An A enemy gets 5 health more, so that's 16 health. So I will just put that die over here. All right. So that is how the battle is set up. And now what we do is we just draw like the first card for the enemy, which is a 7 of clubs. This is now projection. This will just tell us like what the enemy will do. The enemy will attack us for 7 damage. Whether or not we'll receive wounds, then I will tell you when that is the case. So what we do now we can do several actions in order to like do our move here in the first turn of the battle. We can now attack, which means we just exhaust 1 ready equipment card and deal that much damage. So if I would do the 10, then we would deal 10 damage to the enemy, right? Which would actually be quite a good idea, I think. The next thing we can do is defend. That means I can also exhaust 1, and then I will defend here, right? I will defend for 10, he will attack for 7, so that is fine. Nothing will happen here. The next thing I can do is use a character ability. I will get to those in just a moment. And the last thing we can do is rest. Rest just means whenever we have exhausted cards, we can just ready them again, right? That's all we do, nothing more. So we know he's going to attack us. And before I will do my move, just a quick thing. We do have the Barbarian here. The Barbarian has three abilities. The first one is if we block an attack exactly by defending. So if I like block a 7 with a 7, for example, then we deal 5 damage to the enemy, and we can refresh like 1 equipment, right? We can ready 1 again. Pretty good. But it needs to be another equip, right? So if I defend with this one, I cannot ready this one. Then we have the Axe Fling, but only for A and B enemies, not for the boss, right? That means once per combat, as an action, I can discard like a ready equip card, like completely discard it, in order to deal damage to double its rank. That is pretty strong, but I will have to discard a card, right? And I can also do Frenzy, like that's like a passive effect. Like whenever I kill an enemy within 2 battle rounds, I take it, its card as loot, because this would be my only loot. But if I do it within 2 battle rounds, I also get this card as loot, which is pretty nice. Loot is something I haven't talked about before. Loot is just something that, like, these are just cards that I put here face down or face up, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And these are like our points at the end of the game if we win, right? So this is like a win-loss condition here, but also you can like have like a little high score hunt. All right, so what I will do is I will actually attack. I will attack with the hearts. With the 10 of hearts. Doesn't really matter if it's like a heart or not, right? But I just want to have like red and black cards here just in case I need them. Well, later on I need red cards here, right? So you know what? Let me instead use this one here. So what I do now is I deal 10 damage, right? That means I will reduce the damage by 10 and go to 6. And now I am next to this black box here that tells me that I can ready and use the exhausted card again. So I will ready this one again. And now the enemy will attack for 7 damage. So now we take 1 card from the top of the deck and flip it over. If it is a 7 or lower, we receive that as a wound. It's not, we're lucky, so nothing happens. If that had been a 7, we would put it up here for our wounds, right? We die if we have 25 or more value of wounds here, right? With 1 health potion, I can remove any wound card. But we're lucky, nothing happened here, so these are just discarded. All right, next battle round. All right, that's a curse already. So that means the Ace of Clubs tells us to discard 1 equipment. That is pretty bad. So I would have to discard this one here. And now we redraw the card, right? That's a 6. Okay, so now what the white will do... Oh! I need to rewind. Remember when we had this here and we drew the 8? The white has a special ability that it always wounds. So I still receive that wound, right? Sorry about that. That was something that I missed. In my last playthrough, I didn't have like a lot of whites. I usually get like ghouls and goblins. So I don't know. That was like something new. All right, 6. That one has an instant effect. That means it destroys X cards, and X is the number of wounds I have. So it will destroy 1 card. And destroying does not mean that it will destroy my cards, but it will just destroy like the top cards of the deck. So we'll just discard that. That is bad because, as I told you, there's a timer, right? All right, so but that's all the enemy will do. So now I can just attack it. Just use the 9 here in order to reduce its health to 0. And the cool thing is I defeated the enemy within 2 rounds, right? Triggering the frenzy effect. That means I get the card of the enemy here as loot. So we'll just put that here. And this card I will just receive for whatever. So what I can do with this now is either I put it here as an item. That means that would be a health potion, which is very good. I could also put it here as an equipment. That's like a card I can further use for like combat, for example, like you just saw. Or I can just put it here as loot, right? I will use it as I will take it here as a health potion, and also I will use it immediately in order to get rid of these wounds here, right? Because if we ever have 25 or more wounds, we lose, and 8 is quite a high number. So let me do it like this, and now we are in the next room because we defeated that enemy, right? This is the library. It tells us to draw 3 and keep 1 as an item. So we can draw 3, take a look at those, and keep 1 as an item. These strength ones are really good, but also hard, like for wound cards, is also really good. I think I will do these strength potions later. Let me get another health potion, and these will be just discarded. That was the room. And now we have a choice again here. Either we exhaust a rank of 5 or more. That means, just exhausting cards that have a rank of 5 or more. I can also like use several cards for that. Or we have another A enemy. I don't really like this one here too much. This traveler would let us exchange loot and equip once. It's fine, but it's not great. So I think I would actually go here. So I would have to exhaust this one here, and then I'm here. So now we have an event that is a wounded creature. That means I will now take a card, draw 1 card, and then I will see like what happens. This is diamond, and diamond says equip. So this is like an equipment piece I get. Pretty cool. So now I have actually, I have like this one, another 10 back that I lost before. You remember? So now we just need to defeat an enemy. Doesn't matter where we go. If we go here, we could ready all our cards again, or remove a wound. Up here, we can actually get like stuff. I think I would like to go there. So let's go here and defeat an enemy. So let's just draw 1. Okay, it's another high level one. You always put the higher of these 2 cards as your enemy, right? All right, so this one is a ghoul. A ghoul doesn't have like a regenerative special ability, but it can heal quite a bit. Like whenever it's not damaged during a round, it heals. And sometimes it can just heal like that. So, and this is a jack, so that's 11 plus, because an A enemy plus 5, that's 16 health. Let me just put that right here. Just like the enemy before. And yeah, we can start the battle. All right, that's another curse. So this one makes me take a wound. And there we go. Okay, it's not the highest wound, luckily. It's just a 4. So that is still okay, I suppose. So we need to redraw a card. That's a 9. Okay, and that's clubs. That means it does an attack of 7. Okay. I cannot defend against it because it says I can only defend with a black card. So like either clubs or spades, which I don't have. So what I will do is just do damage. I will use the 10 here in order to do 10 damage down to 6. And now I can ready a card again. So let me ready that one again. That is fine. And then it's like the ghoul's turn by attacking for 7. So let's just see. That is higher, right? That means we don't receive a wound. That is good. It needs to be like the card we need to draw needs to be higher in order not to receive a wound. All right. Next turn. That is another attack of 7. That is fine. What I will do is I will now rest. That means I will ready these 2 again. Exactly. And the ghoul will now attack. So we just can't draw 2. Very good. Very nice. All right, next combat round. That is a hearts. that means the ghoul immediately heals 6 HP, so it's up on 12. Okay, I will exhaust this one here to deal 10 damage, and now we can ready 2 cards again. Well, let me ready that one again. Okay, this one doesn't resolve because it has already resolved. That was like an instant effect. And this one means if I don't damage the enemy with a diamond, the ghoul will heal for 13 plus 5 HP. So that's a lot. But I will just use, let me just see, it doesn't really matter. I will just use the 9 here in order to defeat the enemy, and then the card doesn't resolve anymore because the enemy is defeated. I did not defeat the enemy within 2 rounds, so this one is just discarded, the enemy, but I received this one as a reward. The lucky crystal could actually help, but I think I need more equips, so I will just put that here. Alright, that was the battle here. So let's just continue into the shifting stairs room, and that one means that I need to now discard, that I need to use exhaust any red cards, and the value tells me what I will do. So the value of 0 to 10 is 1 wound. We don't want to have that, of course, right? 11 to 20 would be 1 reward, and 21 plus would be 3 rewards. We don't have. Yeah, I think we are fine with the deck. So I think I would like to have 3 rewards. So I need to use as many, exhaust as many that we have 21 or more of a value, which we do now. So now I get 3 rewards. That's pretty nice. So these I can distribute freely again. I definitely want a health potion. I think using a cloak of deception would also be nice, and this one I will use as an equipment. Oh, I put it like this. Okay, so now we either do have an encounter and can then ready all our cards again, or remove a wound. That would be pretty nice. Or we can go to the lizard's lair and get loot and items again, which would also be okay. But the problem is that we are getting through our deck too fast. But then again, I think we need to do that because up here I will have to use face cards, and I don't have any face cards. So we will have to go here. That means I will now exhaust 8 or higher. I have a 9. I will exhaust this one and go to the lizard's lair. I draw 3. I can keep 1 as a loot and 1 as an item. That's a curse. And that curse makes me discard an item. Let me discard... Yeah, I guess let me discard a health potion. And then we redraw that card. Alright, so I will take one more health potion. And I think I will use a strength potion, just in case I need it. Okay. Oh no, I need to keep you 1 as a loot and 1 as item, right? Then let me keep that as an item, and I will keep this one as loot, like this. All right. So now we either exhaust a 9 to go up here. We can't exhaust anything. That's pretty bad. So we need to just defeat that enemy. All right. So let's draw an enemy. It's a high one again. You gotta be kidding me. Oh man. Oh, it's always like that. All right. And this is now another ghoul. It's a B enemy, right? So it has 23 health. That is pretty bad. So what will the ghoul do? The ghoul will attack for 9. And if not blocked, also heal 2 HP. Enemies can overheal. They can heal more than their starting HP, but the max is always 30. Alright, I will have to do a rest action because I don't have any cards. So let me just do a rest action so I can do it like this. So now I have all my cards again here. That's good. And quite a few actually. That's pretty nice. And the ghoul will now attack for 9, which I don't receive as damage. That's good. And also heal 2 HP. So up to 25. Alright. The ghoul would now, if not damage, heal for 13 HP. So I need to damage it for sure. It's at 25. If I do 9, I will receive 1 wound. So let me just do 10 damage here. So it's going down to 15. Alright, so we have damaged the ghoul, so it doesn't heal. That's good. Next round. Hearts, that means it heals 6 HP immediately. Okay, I can't do anything against that. So let me do it like this. Let me use the 9 to do 9 damage. So it's down to 12. And with that, we can ready a card again. Nice. This one has already resolved, so we just discard it. Oh, we hardly have any cards anymore, so I might actually have an issue here. Yeah, I just was too greedy. That's the issue. Now this one means that if we don't damage it, it heals 8 HP. I can't do 12 damage immediately, but what I will do, I will use the 10 here to do 10 damage, and then I can ready these two again, because the effect says so, which is nice. And that one doesn't resolve because we damaged the enemy. And this one says it attacks. But it doesn't really matter because I will just use the... I guess I will just use the 6 here. Right? In order to do 6 damage and the enemy is defeated. We didn't do it within 2 rounds. So this one is discarded here. And this one we receive as... What do I use it for? I think we have enough here. So I think I will use it as another cloak of deception. I think so. Okay, very cool. So we are in here now. This is the weakened wall. We need to exhaust even cards. If I do 0 to 6, I receive 1 wound. 7 to 12, 1 reward. 13 plus 2 rewards. The issue is I don't want to receive a wound. Oh, by the way, I'm going to soak that wound here with the health potion just to be safe. 13 plus will be 2 rewards. I don't want to have 2 rewards because I don't want to get to the deck too quickly. I also don't want to get a wound. So I would have to discard something with 7 to 12 and only even cards. So I will just exhaust this one here in order to get just 1 reward. Exactly. And that is this one here. Let me put a strength potion here. Alright. Next thing we need to do is... fight that enemy over there. Alright. Oh, it's getting rough, it's getting rough, it's getting close. I don't know if we can win, but, well, we will see about that. So, we have an enemy. The enemy is... Oh, first we have a curse. And we need to discard the highest loot. Okay, that's okay. That's this one here. Okay. So, we need to draw another card, which is a high one again. I am always so unlucky. So, we have another ghoul. You see? I'm always like fighting against ghouls. Always, I don't know. Okay, and this one has 23 health again. Up here. So, alright, then I suppose we can get started. I think we will lose, but, well, that's how it goes. So, we'll heal for 6 HP immediately. Well, that is amazing. So, we now need to just do lots of damage, So, let me do 10 damage down to 19. Like this. Alright, this one has already resolved. Next round. 8. He will heal another 6 HP. I can't believe it. Okay, then let me do... Oh, I only have these 9s and they give me a wound. But I have to do that, right? Actually, no, I don't have to do that. I will now use one of my cloaks of deception in order to change one equip card to any value or any suit. And I will now change it to any value. Can it do 13, the highest? That would be then down to 12. That's good. I will change that to a 13. So it goes all the way down here to 12. And I can now ready a card again. It doesn't really matter which one I ready. Let me just ready this one here. Alright, so next round. That, if not damaged, the ghoul will heal for 7 HP. But I will use another cloak of deception in order to change this card to a 12, and then the ghoul is history. We did not do it within 2 rounds, so this one is discarded. We can take this card. It's another strength potion. I will take this strength potion, and now here in the spring we can now ready all cards or receive one or remove a wound. I'll ready all cards again, of course, like this here. There we go. And then now we have a choice. Either we fight an enemy, which I don't want to do because... Oh yeah, we lost. We pretty much lost. But let's just continue a little bit more. I will exhaust a card with 9 or higher. So let me just exhaust this one here, I suppose, in order to go in here. Then we have an event. So let's see what we get. We must fight a level A enemy. Well, that is bad because you see the following now. We draw 2 cards. This is the enemy. This is the battle reward. And now the enemy will draw a card. We now do the first round, and next round there are no cards anymore, right? So yeah, we actually lost. Let me just put that here. That is a goblin. That is 12 plus 10, so 22 health. Oh no, it's a level A enemy, so it's just 17 health, like this. And this would be like 13 damage. What I will do is 13 damage is like a lot. Like every card will give us a wound. So what I will do, I will use my Cloak of Deception again in order to change the 6 here into a 13. So I block exactly the same damage. That means now the enemy attacks for 13. I block the 13 damage, and we have the Deadly Riposte here. That means since I blocked an attack exactly by defending, I deal 5 damage to the enemy just by blocking, and can refresh in equip. So just refresh this one here, and also I can refresh another one because I'm right next to a fresh icon. So that was a really good move. But now we draw a card and we can't, right? That means we lose. Yeah, I was too greedy with the cards. I took too many cards here. That was a mistake, and I knew it. I told you right at the beginning of the video that this would be a mistake. And did I listen to my own advice? Of course not. Of course not. Alright, well, and that concludes my playthrough of 52 Realms Adventures. Very, very cool game. Let me just say a few things about the game, like my first impressions, what I like about it. So first of all, it's like very, very light in terms of rules, right? All you need to know is how the battles work, how you navigate through the dungeon. There are just 2 things you can do: either do a battle or like use the cards. And the other thing you need to do is like what you can use cards for, right? Because everything is card driven here, and it works really well because these cards are like literally multi-use cards, so to speak, right? Very, very clever design, very elegant, light rules, but still quite a lot of decisions you need to make, right? And I have made quite some stupid decisions in this game, but I mean, that's the way it is, and that's why some of you actually watch my videos, I think. Also, it's like very, very light regarding components. You need a deck of cards. I think everybody has a deck of cards, right? If not, you can get like one for very, very inexpensive, like a nice deck of cards. And also you just need these 2 sheets. That's it, and 3 tokens, right? You can just use this regular tokens for everything, right? You don't need like to use an octopus here, right? I mean, it makes the game a lot better if you use one of those, but you can just use like tokens for everything, pretty much, right? So yeah, very, very light of components, very light on rules, and the game is very, very fun. Also, the game is like very, very easily expandable. You just saw like a glimpse of it, right? There will be another map when you back the campaign. You will get another map. Also, you will get the Seer, right? The other character here that isn't ready yet or not available for the demo. And also, you will also get the Fell Knight and the Druid, 2 more characters, right? So you will have like even more ways of combining these 2. You could just expand this endlessly, right? Which is like a really cool idea. It's very fun doing all of these decisions here. All you do is decide which way you go, right? And how you use your cards. But these decisions weigh very heavy. You want to have like lots of equipment and items, but if you have too many, you suffer the same fate as I did and lose the game because the deck has run out because you're exhausted, right? So there's like always this like balance. So very well done. I really like this game. I had a lot of fun playing this game for the channel. And if you like what you saw today, I suggest you just check out the campaign yourself. It's very inexpensive game to get, right? I think it's like £5, which is about €7, and I think would be like about $7 as well. So like very, very inexpensive, and you get like a lot of game out of that. Very cool. One thing that I'm thinking of maybe doing, or I don't know how I could do that, would be cool if you could like maybe make it even more portable, right? To have like just this deck of cards and these, I don't know, maybe just fold the map or something. I don't know. I'm still thinking about the ways how I can make this even more portable, but it's a really, really cool game. I think I will come back to this in the future as well. So yeah, very, very good game. I really enjoyed my time with this. A very good design, but I'm used to that by Postmark Games. Like all of the games so far have been like really good designs. I only showed you Voyages, right? I didn't show you Aquamarine. Also, I haven't played. Also, I haven't showed you the Koala, I think Rescue Club it was called. Haven't shown you any of these games, but like all of the games are like really good. So it doesn't surprise me that this one also is a winner. All right, well, and that concludes my playthrough of 52 Realms Adventures by Postmark Games. And also a huge thanks to Postmark Games for providing me with a digital preview copy so I could bring this game to you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Thank you so much for staying to the end. And as usual, thank you all for your support. I really appreciate that. The biggest thanks go out to my generous patrons, and the biggest shout out goes out to Thecos, the most generous supporter at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. You can support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.